All right. What's happening, everybody? Looks like we're recording. Looks like we're doing all right. Today, I'm extremely excited. I have my friend, Mr. Sean Stymie Sharp here. And I just want to say, when you mention San Francisco to most people, like think of maybe Tony Bennett, with Left My Heart in San Francisco, or maybe even like Joe Montana from the 49ers, or maybe even like the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Well, for me, when I hear those beautiful words, San Francisco, the first thing I think of is Stymie and the Pimp Jones Love Orchestra and my man, Mr. Sean Stymie Sharp, who
Thank you, brother.
literally, man, this is the man that truly pushed me to be a better player, to learn. He's the one that taught me that less is more when you're playing with a huge band, and I am always eternally grateful for that.
Oh,
And and I really, and I'm just really honored that he's on the show today, because he is, as far as I'm concerned, man, he's a San Francisco national treasure.
hey,
So
thank you.
yeah, we just have brilliance here in the room. So thank you, Sean. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
you being on, man. I really do, and I'm
All right.
can't wait for things to open back up so I can start
Amen.
coming and watching shows again.
Amen. I got my first shot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got my first shot because I'm in that age range. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm an old
right.
motherfucker. You know,
Yeah,
so they,
right, right,
you
right.
know, get your old ass in the house, get that vaccine. What you doing, Grandpa? Where's your cane? So yeah, they gave me a shot. I said, "Hey, I'm fine." I said, "Get your old ass in the hospital." So yeah, then you looked at me with your youth and you said, "Oh, you did?" And I said, "That's because you young Skeez. They got my old ass." He said, "This brother's
Hey,
about
man,
to break."
I'm right behind you, dude. So
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
come
you
on.
right
And I
behind me though, exactly. Right, chronologically too, you know. So
Oh man.
yeah,
Well, I got mine coming on Thursday, so I'm
awesome.
looking forward to doing that.
I tell
So
you,
it'll be
man.
my first one.
And I got my first one. My second one is April 7th,
Okay.
the
Very good.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I mean, let's kind of start getting into it, if you don't mind. I mean, what have you
Please.
been up to? What have you been up to lately? With the whole pandemic going on, what have you been doing to kind of keep yourself busy?
Well, I've been doing this. I've been drawing a lot and doing my art.
Nice.
And I was a artist, you know, when I was a kid, and I'm starting to break that stuff out again. So I'm just breaking out my art and doing stuff like that. And I'm starting a new comic. Sorry, I'm just reaching for some of my stuff because I knew you were going to ask me what I was doing. I'm starting a new
No worries.
comic called "Where the Hideous Orchids Bloom," and I've got some of it, you know, illustrated. I got
Man,
Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, you know,
dude, that's sick,
and
man.
yeah, and you see what else? Oh, I got this Black Crow getting
Dude,
harassment. I got
that's
the lady, what's her
badass.
name, Barbecue Becky right here,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, dude,
and
that's sick, man.
yeah, so I've been drawing and keeping busy, and really, it's really been therapeutic, cathartic, and it's really been keeping me busy. And I also have been writing songs on a weekly basis with my keyboardist Simon Rochester. So I've been keeping my musical chops up, my musical writing chops up, while making stories. And
That's
yeah, so it's
fantastic.
been fun. It's been really fun.
That's awesome. Now, is this for Stymie or is this for Soul Ska? Because I know
Uh,
you've been doing
Oh yeah,
both,
yeah, yeah. So I'm
and both,
writing songs
man.
specifically for Stymie right now, and then
Okay.
Soul Ska. It's been a minute since I talked to some of those guys, but I talked to them like pretty much through Facebook or Messenger and stuff like that. But yeah, um, this is for Stymie, and then Jonathan usually indicates when he wants us to write an original song. So
Gotcha.
this is specifically for Stymie. Mhm.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Now I know you're originally from LA. Born
Uh-huh.
now, were you born and raised in LA?
I was born and raised in Hollywood. I was born in
In
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Hollywood, if anybody knows anything about Hollywood, Hollywood is a scuzz bucket of a place. In fact, that's why they do all the filming. That's why they do all the filming in racist ass backwards Georgia, because
Yeah,
Hollywood
right.
is like, woo. I mean, you
Yeah,
got people laying out on the street, hey buddy, yeah. And
yeah,
so it's rough. Hollywood's rough, and
yeah.
they got the Hollywood studios and stuff, and inside the studios it's all pristine and nice. But
Right.
outside the studios, oh man, it ain't like the 1950s. I was born in the
Yeah,
60s. And
yeah,
ain't nothing but
yeah.
pimps and hoes and booze. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at
I'm
least
not
they're
even sure they
working.
still do that. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's funny, man, because I heard this really cool comment the other day, and
Mhm.
it was a gentleman who was a writer in Hollywood, and just made a comment saying, what is Hollywood? He's like, I live in LA, but what is Hollywood really? He's like, it's just a concept that you can have Hollywood anywhere that you want because you can take that concept and take it with you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just a real
Yeah.
brilliant
Yeah.
statement.
It is a concept that's almost trapped in time, like arrested in time. Like when I think of Hollywood, I think of Marilyn Monroe with her dress all and her like under
Right.
with the air vent. I think like that
Yep.
stuff like that. That's the kind of Hollywood, and I think of Groucho Marx and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's old Hollywood. I think of
Yeah.
Buster Keaton, and I even think
Yeah.
of Clint Eastwood and stuff. But Hollywood is a lot of filming is done in racist ass backwards Georgia, where they're
What a
trying
trip.
to, huh?
So that's a trip that they're going to Georgia to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Georgia is big, beautiful, and it's racist. I mean, because I'm talking about right now, they're
Totally.
trying to they're trying to turn around and the biggest voter suppression bill ever
Yeah.
since Jim Crow. And it's I mean you can't everybody's heard it on the news. It's illegal to get somebody waiting 8 hours in line a glass of water or a bite of food. That
Yeah.
is completely like voter like that. We don't want you to vote because
Yeah. That's out of control.
basically we have no ideas that can win your favor. So we're just going to make it hard for you to vote. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's utter bullshit. That is complete and utter bullshit, man.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. Well, so what brought you to? So being born and raised in Hollywood, what brought you to come to San Francisco? What what was the spark? Was it
Uh,
just wanting to get out, or?
just wanted to get out. It was away from home, but not too far away. Being I was in Southern California, and
Yeah. Right.
going to Northern California wasn't that much of a stretch. And I was really attracted to the whole Sly and the Family Stone. I think about that, man. I was in my
Yeah.
20s, but I was all attracted to the whole Sly and the Family Stone vibe, and I still am. You know
Oh
that
yeah.
whole vibe was my whole thing, and it still is. It still is, But now, like when I think of music, I think of musicals and stuff like that. I'm always thinking
Huh.
like musicals, like this one called Fella that came out based off of Fela Kuti, and
Oh
it
yeah.
came out like probably like 10 years ago. It's amazing, and I never saw it, but I saw parts and bits of it, and it's oh my god. But I think of like musicals and stuff like that now.
Is that
Um,
something you might think about, like writing a music? I could definitely see you writing a musical. I
you
mean,
know what? That would take chops. It's not an easy thing to do, but I would really love to take a stab at it because it'd just be fun from my perspective, having no
oh
real
man.
musical training other than what I think it sounds good. And
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, that's everything, I think. If you can hear it, I mean, you've been doing it for what, 30 years now? I mean,
yeah,
when did it start? Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
god damn,
so
yeah,
I
since my
mean,
20s.
and even before that, I mean, that's just who you are, man. You
Yeah,
think it, you come in, you tell everybody this is what I want it to sound like, this,
uh,
and this,
uh,
and it always comes out brilliant. And I guess my point is, what I'm trying to say is, dude, you have it all right here. anybody can help you write it down, I think it
Yeah.
would be. I think whatever you came up, oh, dude, it would be brilliant. It would be
And
brilliant.
thank you so much, man. And the check is in the mail.
Yeah.
No,
I hope you put the
I was late.
decimal point in the right spot. Okay.
Decimal point in the right spot. Where I want no $20.
Yeah, right. There may be a lot of zeros on that.
But
but in all
yeah,
seriousness, I think
yeah, man,
I think of anybody.
Book of Mormon, Hamilton, things like Fella. This one other one that was called Havoc and the Angry Inch, and amazing musical. I saw the movie of that, and those are amazing music. I think of musicals a lot. I've been thinking about musicals just simply because that's a hard thing to do, and that would be a challenge. So I would like to try to challenge myself, and but and maybe like just put it to bringing it just to a regular club or stage, and just bring it to a regular club and stage, and find the well, of course, Stymie would play the Love Orchestra will play it, but find like a violin here or a piccolo there,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, and that's kind of the common theme of all your albums. I mean, they all not the common theme. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. It seems like with every album, you have there's a theme, there's a story from one song to the next to the next. It just has this flow of a story. And dude, your lyrics. I mean, I've worked with a lot of people, and other than my buddy Tim McCaffrey. I mean, you two, I would love to hear what you two guys came up together, because he's brilliant as well. But you are you're one of the most brilliant minds I think I've ever worked with, man. You just come up with so much amazing. Your lyrics are phenomenal. You tell a wonderful story. The music is super funky. I mean, dude, man. I'm just telling the truth. I mean, it was the only way to kill you. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's the only way to kill me. The black kryptonite, which is a flat ass. But
man, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Dude.
I appreciate
absolutely. That. Well, it's true, and I'm not trying to embarrass you, and I'm just telling the truth that everything that you put out, man, it's brilliant. And with Soul Ska, man, like, oh my God, you guys' version of Mean Curries is just sick, man. It's so solid. It's
great. They definitely brought their flavor to that song.
And, absolutely.
Soul Ska is dope, dude. I love playing with those guys simply for the fact that they really they're nerdy about their music. They're really nerdy about it. They really get it. Whereas like with me and Stymie, I kind of feel like the nerds in the band are me, Simon, and Joe. We get really into like the specifics and the themes and stuff, but everybody's like, what the fuck you want me to play? What's the notes? Right. Where's the chart music, man? You gonna pay me for once? That kind of thing.
Right.
But there's some nerds in my band. Whereas with Soul Ska, I would say all of them are nerds. They get really into the culture of the music, and they know producers and shit. And that's it. That's just Marin, man. This is how Marin people are. And in the city, people ain't got no time to learn all that. I mean, I got to listen to that rent. I ain't got no time to producer and executive producer, all that shit. Come on with that, man. Come on.
Right? Oh, yeah. Awesome. So what's it like working? Because I mean, when I saw you, Angela Moore was playing, and what's it like playing with Angelo? What's it like, working with him? He's such an eclectic person.
Wow, man, is he ever? Angelo, I've been seeing Angelo. I'm from Los Angeles, and so is he. I think he's from the Valley in LA, and I've been seeing Angelo since I was 15. He was 18. He's probably 3 years older than me.
Okay.
And so I've been like following them like forever, just freaking
Yeah.
forever. Like, like when I
Yeah.
was a kid, and I got into the, all age shows that I could get into to see Fishbone and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. It's amazing. It's like it's really amazing because he's totally professional. He knows
Yeah.
his ish. Really knows his ish, and he's really professional. But he's also a very nice person. And it seems to me, his whole religion, his whole vibe is positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really
Absolutely.
positivity and all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. See, I'm the opposite of
It
that. My
is.
whole religion is negativity. I'm a
well,
negative.
well, I think we all can be. I mean, we all can be. We can all
Yeah.
be negative, but I agree. I think Angelo, he I think he's been through enough shit that I think he's just switched it around,
Yeah, word,
And
word.
yeah, and yeah, he's one of my favorites. I mean, to me, I think personally he is the best front man
He's the
of all
greatest
time.
man of all time. He's
Yeah,
the greatest man of all. He's like having like a Cab Calloway and all that rolled up into one, and the
yep,
people from the old times to the new times. He's got all that musical knowledge in his head. So if you ask me how it is playing with Angelo, it's wonderful, and I couldn't have done it without Soul Ska. I had no connection with Angelo except for knowing him from Los Angeles, but
yeah,
like Soul Ska and the professional attitude they take towards booking shows and getting people to play. That's what got us there. That's Jonathan Cordy. That's his project, and he's hardcore, which is which is really cool. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so how did the name Stymie and the Pimp Jones Love Orchestra come into play? And also, did you bring the band up from LA with you, or did you start the band when you got to San Francisco?
The band was originally a band in Compton, and they were
Okay.
called Stymie. The whole band was called Stymie, and then for some reason they
And
broke up.
you were fronting that band, weren't you?
And I was fronting that band. I was the
Yeah,
front.
right, right.
I'm sorry, yeah, I was the front of the band, and then when they broke up, I adopted that name, and I took it with me to New York for a minute because I was in New York for a hot minute for like 3 years, and then I came back to LA for like another hot minute. Then I went straight to San Francisco, and then that's where the story began. But yeah, it started as a Compton band, which I fronted, but I didn't come up with the name. They did. They were already Stymie. Then I came
Right.
later on, and then they dropped the name. And I wanted to have nothing to do with the character from the Little Rascals, even though that was cool. That was sort of like our theme at first. But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to become that character. I wanted to become my own character and have people, put me in that character as a new, black symbolism of the
Yeah.
Stymie, as opposed to that old symbolism. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But
absolutely.
Stymie was cool. He had the hat to the side.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah,
But
absolutely.
but yeah. So anyway, yeah, I adopted the name, took it, and kept it ever since. Mm-hmm.
That's
And then
awesome.
and the rest came because I was stoned. I one day I was walking down, I was just high, and hey, I'm standing. I need a band name. And this in the '90s, so it's like Pimp Jones, Love or long name. It's gotta be the one. So I tried to for a minute, I tried to drop that name, but my band members, the people band said no. And even other people said, don't ever drop that name. I said, okay, I
Yeah,
won't.
no.
And so it's who we are, and that's what we do. The Love Orchestra, me Stymie. So yeah, it's been dope, man. It's and my new writing partner, Simon Rochester. That's cool. I
Nice.
met this other cat, that might be able to get my songs into movies and television production. And so I'm getting some of my stuff remastered right now as we speak, so I can submit that. And I'm also raising some money on my GoFundMe. Sean Sharp, you can find GoFundMe on Facebook. To get me back to the Bay Area to do art, to do what I'm doing.
Okay.
And basically, yeah, I got to GoFundMe, and it's
Okay.
going to help me to land a place, and it's also going to help me do my hold on just a second. My art,
No problem.
my comic book art, which I do. Hold on just a second. This is another one.
Problem.
Right here. This is another one right here.
So you're still out. Oh man, that's so dope, dude. Look at that.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
killer, man.
For the jungle, Trump is allies, the Legion of Dipshits. Meanwhile, I'm not sure you ever watch Super Friends.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, even before the jungle at Mar-a-Lago, Trump and his associates plan an evil plan.
I often wonder if they're gonna have that narrator in the movies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally.
Meanwhile.
Like, I don't know, like somebody. What's his name? Stone Phillips, and it also sounds like Ted Knight from.
Totally.
Ted Knight from Caddyshack. Well, we're waiting.
Oh man, that's brilliant. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. You're like, you've basically been stuck out in Colorado since the pandemic, right?
It's the pandemic, man.
Oh,
and I came back once, and I flew back for a show, and now I'm coming back to stay. We did what we were gonna do out here, and now I'm gonna go back to stay in the Bay. Now, right now, they have a pilot program for people who live in the Bay, musicians and artists. And they're paying $1,000 a month.
Oh, really?
For play, yeah, really. And because all those techie people moved out during COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
Home and just worked from home, and so they closed down a lot of those offices. So now San Francisco got the bright idea. Hey, artists kind of made the city what it is, so we're gonna cut out checks. Universal income for artists.
No
and
way.
That's brilliant. Yeah, $1,000 a month. In fact, you can apply if you live in the Bay. If you live in San Francisco, you can apply. So,
where do we find that? Where could I find it?
It's called Pilot Program. A San Francisco Music Pilot Program. You put in that San Francisco Music Pilot Program, it'll direct you to that.
Okay. Oh man, that's brilliant. You know that there are more for rent signs in San Francisco right now than there ever have been.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I hope it just. I want it to just keep going down. So I remember when I lived there. I first moved there because I moved to Orange County, and then I moved up, and I got a place right on the corner of Bush and Grant, right at the entrance of Chinatown.
Bush and Grant. Oh man,
yeah, right up
on Bush.
Yeah, I did. And I was only a block up or a block down.
Yeah.
I was right on, and I paid $375 for.
That's what I'm saying.
And I remember thinking to myself, how am I going to pay for this? I just remember thinking,
you're young,
but it happened. Totally. Yeah,
but like that's nothing now.
Music,
that's like beer money.
It is beer money, man. It's totally
that's like my pot intake for 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 320. Oh man, I ain't smoking that much these days. Yeah, man.
Oh man. That's great. I'm really glad. I'm glad that they actually are figuring it out because it's true. Yeah. It really is. It's the artists that made that city, and that's why it was such a wonderful city. And I'd go back, like 3-4 years ago, whatever, and I'd roll in the city. It was like, dude, where the fuck am I?
Yeah, man. That's what everybody was saying. Everybody was just saying, like, it's just become something that was not recognizable. It was way overpriced and you have nothing against techie people, but because of them, prices were going up because landlords he can afford it. It's Google, guys. So
totally.
$1,400 just to have a bathroom, just
right.
just to have a bathroom, you know.
I
So
know.
I got some friends of mine that live in the ghetto, like in the ghetto over in San Francisco. And
Yeah.
I mean, like the mayor, what's it in London Breed? She needs to walk through where he lives, see, like, it ain't good. It ain't
Yeah.
good. So, yeah, they need to represent. And,
Yes.
yeah. So,
Yes, they do. I agree. I agree.
it's,
But that's really good to know. And I'm really glad you said something because I know other people are going to really want to hear
yeah.
that
Yeah,
information.
people want to hit on that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, like I said earlier, to me, I think you're one of the best, songwriters and conductors that I've worked with, and the fact that you just come in and have the idea and the song in your head, and you're able to tell everybody, this is what I want this to sound like. You do this. This is what I want it to sound like. Is this something that, I mean, were you always a poet? I mean, were you always that kind of? Was it always that way as a kid? You just had these ideas and you were able to
When
kind
I
of
was a kid,
figure it out.
when I was a kid, basically I got kicked out of a band because, hey, Sean, you don't know how to sing. And it was a bunch of white guys. They wanted me to
Okay.
sing like Robert Plant. And I said, I'll show you mofos. I'm one of these days. I'm and so I
Yeah.
had a
Right.
chip on my shoulder. And then, but now that chip's long gone. Now I just I do it for me. But yeah, it was something I just had to prove that I could do. And I didn't want some white dude telling me how to sing the blues, you know. So
Yeah. Right. Dude. Right. Dude, that's the truest statement I could ever hear.
right,
I mean, that is,
right, you know, like,
yeah,
oh, you
man.
tell me how to sing the blues, and when most likely you're the one that gave me the blues.
That's so,
But I had the blues without you.
oh, it's so fucked
Yeah.
up, but it's true. That's the sad thing. Is it's true.
Word. This is the truth.
Oh man. But so you just did it out of spite, basically.
I kind of like did it out of spite, man.
But
It was like,
that's okay though,
it was
man.
sort of like Trump and Obama. Like Trump just got into the race. Trump, his whole campaign was a vengeance campaign. I hate Obama. They say, hey, we want you to run the country. Will it destroy Obama? That's all he cared about, man. Just destroying everything that Obama did. It was like a complete insane 4 years we went through.
Yeah, it was something else, wasn't it?
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like this guy. Oh my God, this idiot, this moron. And then the thing half the country, that's my president. That's one I want. Is it the guy that didn't do nothing about COVID? That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting time. And I'm glad we made it through and we're moving forward. So I'm with you on that one, man. I'm with you on that one,
man.
What's that?
How's your kids?
Oh, dude, they're great.
Awesome.
They're doing awesome. I can't wait for things to open, man. So we can come. I can take the kids to a Soul Ska show or a Stymie show, man.
Go.
So you can.
Let's go.
You're gonna be like, dude, who are these guys? Like, you're not even gonna recognize.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I know. It's been.
It has been.
I'm sure. Yeah, well,
it has been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
they're good kids, man.
My stepdaughter is like 23 now. Yeah, just a beautiful, smart young lady.
Yeah, it grows fast, man. It goes really, really fast.
It really
does. Yeah.
Really do.
So, like, back to just your writing style. Do you generally come up with the music first and then the lyrics, or do you generally have the lyrics already in place?
It's never a formula, man. Sometimes it's music first, sometimes it's lyrics first. It depends on what hits you, you know. And sometimes, like, I'll be watching the show and somebody will say something, hey. Or sometimes I'm walking down the street and I get a thought in my head, hey. And then what I do, and what I've been doing for years, is I just have my phone and I sing the line, bass line, boom,
yep.
And then I'll like, and I just sing the parts. You know, this, I try to kind of put that together, and then I take my Cantonese and then Simon translated to Mandarin. My
Yeah,
keyboard for the rest of the musicians. Oh, now we get what this motherfucker was. It's an A minor. I don't know what the hell he was saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I get it now.
yeah, man.
So
I remember
Simon
a lot of that.
for me. If it wasn't for Simon, so he's my writing partner. He's now my
Fantastic.
50-50. We're doing the Lennon and McCartney thing.
Dude, that's so killer.
Yep.
And you know what? And I'm glad you found somebody. And I'm glad you found somebody to work with, because doesn't it make things that much easier to have another person with the same focus, with the same ability, and can take the jumbled jargon and help arrange it on both ends, where he has
believe me,
jargon,
it's jumbled,
and you're like, oh,
jumbled
okay.
jargon.
Well, yeah, but that's how it works. So.
It's like a bunch of cassette tapes all one, and I give it with it.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
Okay, whatever. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, but it's like that on both sides, you know.
It is on both sides. It really is.
But both of you guys are able to translate it and put it together, and that's fantastic. Exactly. Yeah, that's
we
fantastic.
had a really great writing session last Wednesday. Joe joined in, and
nice.
And then Bill joined in, and we were just all had a new song called "The Pussycat Tree" that we're working on, and nice. Yeah, man, songs are beautiful. I love doing music and drawing. This seems such a natural thing to me. It's so like relaxing to do, and during this pain and getting back into my art and drawing, I think it's kept my sanity. Because otherwise I'd just be writing through the computer with Simon, and that's like I lose some of the feel, because I love writing person to person, but other than that, I'm getting a lot of satisfaction just staying at my board drawing. In fact, I kind of don't want to be bothered when I'm at my board. I just like, you know, I'm here almost all day, you know. So,
and I understand that, because when it's flowing, man, the last thing you want is any kind of interruption. So that I totally get. But I was wondering if I could share one of my favorite moments. I have quite a few, but one of them that always sticks out, I'd like to share with you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We were playing, I think it might have been the Cafe de Nord, and I remember, you know, we're back. No, it wasn't the Nord. It was the Boom Boom Room, and we get up on stage and we start off, and I think we start off with Hips, and the curtain's going up, and we start off the song bum 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 bum, and it was like, and as soon as we hit that one, you turned around and you're like, oh, you motherfuckers are here to play. And like by the end and I remember everybody was just like, we all just felt so good, you know, because you turned around and we're so happy.
Nice.
And I remember by the end of the night, when the curtain went up, it was jam-packed, and we were like, where the hell did all these people come from? And by the end of the night, all the waitresses were dancing on the bar, and like that was just one of those nights. It was just so much fun, because I just remember you turned around with your smile and you're like, you motherfuckers are here to play. And then, and it was just a fun night, dope. Man. That was a good night.
I love when the waitresses dance on the bar. I love when the waitresses dance on the bar. That's dope.
Yeah, it is. It
you know what? I love that shit. I can't remember it, but I'm sure it happened. Some people say, you remember that time you got on top of that giraffe? And then in the face, you were just laughing? Nah, I don't remember. Oh, man. Then you turned around and said, man, that giraffe ready to play. Nah, I don't remember. Apparently, I'm really ready for people to play.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome show, but I'll always remember that. And thank you for that moment, too.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. Thank you. You and Jesse were just a blessing. You guys are kind and loving and sweet. And I still got that hit the ground show that we did, that little televised.
Oh,
show.
Yeah.
In fact, that's online forever and ever. But that's great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. Thank you, brother. Thanks for.
Oh, man.
Thank you for connecting to me, and thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. And there's one
Yeah.
other thing I wanted to say, and uh, like I remember there was one time, man, I wasn't playing. Like I was really just kind of struggling, right? And I was trying to just figure it out and play because it was all a new thing for me. I'd never played
Right.
real soul,
Right. Right.
real funk, and I remember you called me and you're just like, look, man, like you gotta like live and breathe this shit. And you're just saying, you just keep practicing, keep pushing. Like he's like, and I remember you saying, I don't give a shit if you come and you hate me. Like I want you to hate me. And you're like, I want you to hate me because I want you to come in so mad that you're gonna prove me wrong that you could play this shit, And I remember I hung up and I was like, man, like I got mad. And about an hour later, I was thinking about it, and to this day, it literally was probably one of the best things anybody could have ever done for me, because you
Oh,
were like, because I remember you said you could be my white booty, just fucking play it, And it started.
now I'm gonna tell you something right now, right here. I was high off of acid and I was drinking.
Yeah, I know. But
that whole conversation, I can't remember anything. In fact, at the time, you looked like White Booty. Hey, White Booty. How dare you talk to me like that, baby boy?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but you know what? If you don't remember it, you did me the biggest solid, dude, because I literally, to this day, I still think that, like, all right, man, I'm just going to do this just to piss these guys off to show them that I can do it. And so, and I'm not saying it to embarrass you or anything. It's a true call, though. It was a true call. And I was like, come on, man, like, fuck this guy. And then I'm thinking, no, he's right, though. Like, I know what he's saying. Like, I get it. Like, he's just like, dude, learn it. Like, you can do this. Like, you can do it,
Yeah.
And, but yeah. Yeah. And,
oh, man. I was young,
yeah.
man. I was in my 30s. I was talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, but so was I. We all had our moments, but I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot.
I learned a lot. Well, I learned a lot as well. And, I learned how not to be so bullheaded, but at the same time, I got some shit done.
Yeah, you did. And I also realized there's got to be an asshole in every band. Because if you don't have an asshole, man, nothing gets done, right?
How you gonna do the shit if you ain't got no asshole? How you gonna get There's no asshole. Hey, man, was it the shit? Nah.
There's no asshole.
That was the shit. Is it an
asshole? Yeah. Oh, man. Now when I cross the Bay Bridge, I always call Jesse. I said, hey, I'm on the bridge. I'm gonna call Sean, make him meet us out front so we can get to rehearsal, And he always laughs. He'd always call you like, hey, man, we're on the bridge. We'll meet you out front.
We'll be out front in like 50 minutes. Yeah, it might take that long just to get ready.
Oh, man, that's so
that was
funny.
Hilarious.
Well, look, Sean, I just really want to thank you for taking the time to do the show. And I can't wait for things to open back up. And I really hope, our bands can do a show together. It would be fantastic. And just thank you. And it was really good to see your face. And I can't wait to see you and give you a hug.
Likewise, man. I can't wait to see your face and give you a hug too, Skeez. And thank you so much, man, for hitting me up and bringing back old time and embarrassing me.
No, that's okay.
I'm just joking.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the new album. And
yeah, we're working.
It's just gonna get better. It's gonna get better and better and better. And I'm always excited to hear it.
Yes, sir.
So, Sean, you take care of yourself. I love you, brother, and I'll see you too. Hopefully, I'll see you sooner than later.
Yes, sir. Sooner than later. And thank you, Skeez.
My pleasure. My pleasure. You take care of yourself.
Take care, brother.